Wait, I'm recording this. I'm so sorry. I'm recording this. What the? Can you show us what you did? Oh my god. Oh my god. Wait, do that again. You put the whole thing into your eyeglasses?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
You're trying to get your stuff
Oh my
figured out,
god.
so I'm goofing around.
Yeah, guys, this is what I have to deal with. Oh my god. What is up, guys? Welcome back here to another Rise of Kingdoms content, and today we have another collaboration with Mr. Puddle Cakes. So we're gonna talk about this time mistakes that you wish you knew when you started. So what are these? And you know, if we got many players in here that are watching this video right now, if it's not on this list, comment below what mistakes you wish you knew when you were starting out. So this video is going to be a great refresher for the old players and a great guide for the new players. So Mr. Puddle Cakes, welcome back in here.
Thanks for having me, like usual.
Yes, and no okay? Yes, guys. For those players who messaged Puddle Cake, shame on you guys for making fun of me of not knowing what it means. Because I did not know what it means, and I had to Google that word. And wait, it's not doxing, not doxing. Doxing is different though. Doxing is revealing people's name, right? What does doxing means?
I don't know. I don't know what doxing is, but I know what is.
What is doxing? What is the one that reveals people? It's called dox. Publish private or identifying information about a particular individual. So it's dox. Dox, I think. It's doxing. Doxing? I don't know what it's called. I hate English, guys. Anyway, I did not grow up in America. This is not my thing. These slangs, I did not know it. So, you know, if everybody likes I support you. No comments from me. You know, as long as you guys don't get me involved in all these stuff, you support you guys anyway. So today we're going to talk about the farm accounts and you know, some of the mistakes you wish you knew. First of all, in our list is farm accounts. So I'm still okay.
You got a little off track.
Because this is supposed to be like a good guide for like new players, and they're coming in here and like, what did I just learn from this video?
The thing though that a lot of people like about you and me is that we're like happy and enjoy life in the game. I hear it all the time, like, because we're not fake, we're actually real. You know, like I make mistakes and they like that. They tell me, oh, I like when your dog like people like when we're actually real. They don't like
yes,
fake.
It is true. I mean, it's better to be genuine. You know, but I don't know. I don't know. I can't judge. Okay, so mistake you wish you knew. First of all, that we're going to talk about here is farm accounts. So we'll let Puddle Cakes lead in here, and then I will add on to farm accounts as well. So you can go ahead since this is a collaboration. Puddle Cakes.
So farm accounts. I have several of them. They are so important for a person to grow, to fight, and to just stay on track in this game. You can use them to pretty much farm all your resources that then allow you to grow your main account or fight. So like example is we just moved to 412 and I have farmed over 750 million resources on 6 accounts.
Damn.
The
6 accounts?
Well, 6 farms.
Still.
So The way to do that, though, is you can have an account on BlueStacks, and
Yeah.
you can have several farms on your main account. So, like, I created 2 accounts before I came here, and then I ported all my other accounts. So that's how I have 6 farms.
6 farms is overkill, but hey guys, it's good. It's smart to have multiple farm accounts because you can reduce your spending on resources, fund your account, and if you're going to be using BlueStacks, there's this called BlueStacks 5. You can use our link in the description as well. There is an affiliate link there. When you use that link, you're actually helping the content creators, be able to give up for us, as our contents are free. When you're using BlueStacks, there's this thing called multi instance, so you can open up multiple screens, and when you have multiple screens, you can create multiple Gmails. And like what Puddle Cakes is saying, that you can have 3 accounts in your main account that is in the same server. You have to create 1, migrate 2, something like that. And one thing, right? It's not just resources, Puddle Cakes, because your farm accounts, as they get stronger, you can use them to salvage the troops into flags, into pass. So the more accounts that you got, the more fighters you have as well. So that's one thing that you need to understand by having a farm account. It's pretty OP having a farm account. So farm accounts, really, you should be focusing there is mainly for gathering resources, and you have to give you guys a good idea on how you can actually be efficient with farm accounts. Is if you're gonna super go nerdy into the game, is you can set timers into you can set multiple timers whenever you send your farmers out, and then when they finish collecting, you'll have your timer beep, and then you can send them out again. And that's or make sure that you have your in-game notification as well to when your troops goes back home, so you can go to general setting and you can find it right here to send it back, inform you when troops are heading back into your base, or when it came back to your base, to send you the notification. So is there anything else should we add for farm accounts? I think it's pretty simple.
Well, we want everyone to know that your goal should be to get City Hall to 21, so you can get the research. You can get 5 marches to farm, and that just allows you to farm so much more. You should focus on for your research. You should focus obviously on the economic. Yeah, tier 3, tier 4 is important to a point when you're right, when it gets to that time that you have to defend passes and stuff and sacrifice troops. But for farming, it's all economic. And then something that helped me farming is I leveled up all of my gold mine, my lumber mill, and my farms on all of my accounts to 21. And that gives me a significant amount of resources every day. It's something like 2 million of each.
Nice. So really, getting into City Hall 21. Actually, I just looked. It's I had to refresh too. It's actually City Hall 22 to where you get the 5th march. It's always one march ahead of the age change, so it's not a big deal. Like 22, but definitely getting those very good point. Getting those resource points, all of them high level. That's everyday production. Another thing. If you have a farm account, you want to reduce the taxes, you need to start working onto your trade posts as well, because this is a huge deal if you're transferring resources. So, if you end up getting it to level 25 one day, imagine your tax rate 8%. So good. We have videos of farm accounts. Make sure to watch it. We have videos on how to farm better. Make sure to watch it. Just search it, add Shinchi 42 at the end. We have all of those. You can search anything and add Puddle Cakes at the end. You can watch it as well. Now, guys, as you guys are watching this video, make sure you don't skip out on any information in this video. Some of you guys may like to go and skip around and just trying to find the stuff that you want, but you are going to miss out some key information in this video. So, and also, if you guys have not created a YouTube account yet, don't forget to do so. You can go ahead and subscribe and turn your notification on, and as well as head to Puddle Cakes and do the same thing. And of course, don't forget to smash like on the video, as it helps us for analytics. Everything that I just said will help us in the analytics. So if you want to support us, these are some of the things that you can do. So for farm accounts, I think we have tackled that topic already. Let's go ahead and talk about the next thing: upgrading legendary commanders. Now, I'm gonna go first for this one. When I first played the game, so I mean, I started before you, and when I was first playing this game, I had like Zun 2 because I was doing China because I'm like, oh, you know what? I'm Chinese. Let me go get China. That sounds like a good fitting. So I'm sure many players are like that. Oh, I'm from Germany. Let me go get German. So in the beginning, even with the Epic Commander, I have a whack ass, skill, because I maxed it all out in the beginning. But now with the new update, it made it a little bit easier for players who are careless because now there is such a thing as skill lock. So, make sure that you are utilizing your what is that called, like legendary commander sculptures when you're investing, and invest one at a time. Don't invest too much. There's some commanders that you can invest as a 5511, 555, or something like that, but still have a plan and don't just max every commander that you get or put in sculptures on every commander that you will get. Although there is a skill reset and although there is a lock feature, which I need to check that right now in here. There is some lock feature, right? It's still good to know the basics because when you ran out of skill reset, you're not going to be able to do more reset. I think, is there a limit? Is it only 5? I wonder, can you buy them now?
They have some events, like they had the one event where you could get them, but yeah,
it's scarce.
I've been hearing that they're going to add more ways to get them, but there's not that many yet.
See, so there's the thing. You don't want to mess up still because it's still difficult to get. So you have, I don't know if you start in a new account, you get 5 right away. So just be careful when you're investing on your commanders. You don't want to keep, and plus when you reset it, you're not going to be able to get the universal sculptures. You're only getting it for that commander. So that's a key thing. So go ahead, it's your turn. Anything you want to add?
So legendary commanders, I get asked questions all the time. I don't know what it is. I don't know if I just come off as super helpful, but I get messages every day on commanders, what's the best troop type, all that stuff. But the number one advice I can give to people on commanders is save your sculptures.
Mm-hmm.
Pick a troop type and save your sculptures, because for some reason people see a shiny legendary and they think that they have to have all the shiny legendaries, and it's impossible to sustain unless you spend $1,000 a day in this game, basically. So that's my advice. Is like, for me, I chose archers, so I have all of my archer commanders maxed and I focus on that. So now I'm saving for the next 6 months, I think 6 months, until the new archer commanders come out. And then what will happen is people like you viewing these videos can come to my channel or Shinshi's channel and you'll see me max them out day one, and I'll do the testing for you. So then that way you don't get misinformed.
Mm-hmm. And speaking of that, we also have a lot of battle testing collaboration as well. So make sure to check it out. So if you're looking for archer specific information, this is the best channel for you to check out for both our channel and as well as Puddle Cake's channel. So make sure to check those out as well. I think it's pretty simple. Just to recap in there is that basically be smart on your process of investing legendary commander. Don't, invest on everything that comes out. It depends on your budget, depends on your playing style. If you have questions, ask. Don't be afraid to ask any content creators. Just send them a message. The good ones will reply to you. And there's no such thing as too busy in life. Everybody has time to reply. But as long as you're asking something that is actually serious, most content creator will probably take your questions seriously and then asking if you need help. Not just trying to spam you. The content creators, and that's how you don't get reply. So there's that. We talk about the investment into the legendary commander. My question now for the viewers, if you're an old player right now, watching right now, what else can you add on top of the topics that we just talked about for legendary commander farm accounts right now? So now we're going to move into upgrading the troops. All right. So upgrading the troops. This thing helped me out a lot on Zenith of Power. And today we have Zenith of Power. When I competed, I don't know if people remember, I spent that $3,000 in 4 days. It's actually more than $3,000 because it was insane. For me, it's a lot, but for some people, it's not much. But having the upgrade feature, which is you go into your training and then you can click upgrade in there. I don't have it in my picture right now, but you can upgrade because I'm training a lot of troops right now. You can upgrade, but one thing I would give an advice is do not do a 20k boost item or 50k boost on an upgrade. That is a no. You'd never want to do that. You never want to use this on an upgrade because you're not going to get the best value onto that. Maybe you can elaborate this, Puddle Cakes.
Yeah, you're not really getting the value from it, for one. And I believe the troop time is different too, right? Like the actual training troops. So I've never actually done an upgrade like that. I usually just.
Oh, okay. So let me explain it. If you upgrade your T4 to T5, right? It's pretty much the total time to get it from creating it from the beginning. It's pretty much the same if you're only looking at the total time. Let's say I created my T4, it will take me 8 hours, but the total time to get T5 is 10 hours, right? When I upgraded from T4 to T5, it will only take 2 hours because the total time is the same. The resources is relatively the same. There's really no big significant difference. But the point of upgrading your troops during an event when you reach T5 and you have all your T4 is that you can convert more T4 to you can get more points because it will cost you less resources and less speed ups for more quantity so that you can get more points that way. Because when you're straight up training T5, it's gonna cost you a lot more resources and speed up, and you do get a lot more points on the T5, but then the value of the amount of resources and speed ups you have, it will drain you out quicker. So does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
All right. So yeah, I mean, like upgrading troops, definitely do it only for events. I wouldn't upgrade troops just for nilly-willy random stuff. I would do it for upgrading for events, and do not use your boost on it. Only use your boost onto the highest tier that you have, because it's all about winning in the position of rank 1 or top 2 or top 3, depending where you are. But it's all about for events when you're doing that. Okay. So for the fourth one, we have troop priority in here. So we kind of discussed this. So what is your opinion on this one? What kind of mistakes you did?
So for me, troop priority has been everything. Because if we would go and look at my troops, if we looked at my troop count, you would actually see that I have over 4 million tier 5 archers.
Ooh.
So in a previous video, which we'll go and talk about garrisoning later, I use Artemisia for my garrison. And when I have that many archers as a garrison, it's just that damage, the health, the defense is all boosted. So for me, like, troop priority has always been a major concern and a major thing for me. The other thing for troop priority that is really super helpful is city skins. So for me, I use a city skin that gives negative health and negative defense to infantry and calves. So since I focus mostly on archers and it gives me 10% health to archers, that in the long run is a huge bonus for my focused troop.
I like that. And one thing is also civilization. As you're picking civilization, right? Certain civilization are specific troop focus. So that's also going to give you a lot of benefit. So in the beginning, as you're playing this game, as you're watching and not skipping in the video, by the way, you will learn that a specific troop type is so much better than having a mixed troop type. In the very beginning, I don't know if you know this. In the very beginning, when we first started playing this game, when the time of no markers yet, everybody is doing mixed troop type. The other content creators were also discussing troop, no specific troop type. There were one content creator, my brother actually followed the guy, and he said, "Oh my god, I hated this guy now because, like, I'm not gonna say no names though, but he was like, oh my god, this guy keeps recommending Julius Caesar." And at that point, like I told you, bro, it's like Julius Caesar is not good. Like I literally told him, so he regretted that time. But that time, the thing back then is everybody is like so focused on mixed troop type. Actually, this channel is the first one to talk about full cavalry, and I think from that on step forward, it kind of propelled into having like the full troop types, you know, in sending into the battles. Because when I was in K41, that's when I saw like the Chinese players were like doing, they were the whales and they were like doing Cao Cao and they were like marching so quick, and they told me like you should actually be starting to do like full setups, and then we shared that. So key thing really, let's say you have a cavalry setup, you can't just put like infantry in there. So if you want to maximize the buffs, the stats, you have to have specific investment in the troop type. So the troop formation is key in this type of game.
Yeah, that's very true. Because I mean, think of all the times that someone sent calves to an all infantry rally or infantry to an all calves rally that was supposed to be fast. I mean, how much that slows it down, how much like what is it? Is it Leo or Constantine? There are so many infantry commanders that have skills that say, if this has only infantry, then so and so gets 40% health. If you mess that up, that's a lot of health loss.
Some of the specific conditions are really, really important that players should definitely be paying attention into. And a lot of players sometimes do not pay attention into this, and it's really like, it's not just bad, it's also annoying in the leadership perspective as well.
Well, it's devastating because that could cost people millions and millions of their tier 5 troops that they put time and effort into.
Yep. And even for your defense, like what you said, if you have a specific troop type, it will benefit your main garrison commanders to defend your city, and you can have overall lesser losses that way because they'll be able to fight stronger. So there's that. Troop priority. Now we talk about resource tokens. Actually, we're gonna mix it in one. Resource tokens and speed ups. So I have never made this mistake. So I am what the viewers of this channel called hoarder. I don't know what they're talking about. Like, I mean, I'm looking at my bag. It's pretty normal. I mean, so I don't know what they're talking about. I think they're just trying to diss me or something like that. They call me a hoarder. It's just kind of rude sometimes, No, I'm just joking. But like literally, in this type of game, hoarding is not a bad idea. Hoarding is actually good. So if you have a mom that is a hoarder, tell her to play this game, because this is where they can basically channel the hoarding energy, right? But go ahead.
I mean, if you think about it though, in any game, hoarding is like super important.
It is
like saving everything, all your tokens, your resources, your speed ups, until that moment. I got a message from this young kid. He's a good kid. He bugs me every single day, but he's like, I have a chance at MGE, and he got like 3 million points in MGE, and he realized, I don't have a chance. And then the next MGE, he does the same thing. And I'm like, okay, you need to stop it. You need to save and save and Poor save kid. Until 6 months is. And he's like, 6 months? That's way too long. I'm like, no,
impatient.
Just save. And it's all he has to do. And he can, maybe get top 10 or something like that. But a lot of people make that mistake where they try to go in and they go in too early. I mean, even you, when you tried to do that Zenith of Power and you thought you were going to get it with $3,000 and that didn't work.
Yeah.
It was like you thought you were going to get it, but then you had to spend more and more and more and more.
Yep. I wasn't even when I did that, I wasn't really prepared. I didn't think about I was going to do it. I just did it because I was like, you know what, time to power up. Planning is really important. I mean, the reason why also you don't want to open up your resources right away in the beginning and your speed ups, first of all, the resources is a key thing, because In the early stages, if you open all your resources, somebody sees that. Oh my god, you're a pinata, man. They're gonna come and get you, whack you, and just eat everything that you got. And you don't want that. You don't want everything that you work for to be gone in an instant. Keeping it here, it's a protection. It's hiding it from the enemy that can steal it from you. Now, when the what is this thing called? When the server or their kingdom becomes peaceful, then that's a time where you can start gathering more resources. But still, do not open your tokens, because you can use these tokens in an emergency situation. And also, if you try to leave your kingdom one day, you try to migrate, you cannot bring your resources with you unless, well, it doesn't even matter, because you should always keep your tokens. But if you want to bring your resources with you, though, the ones that you already have, there is a way to do it, but you have to be in the enemy. You have to go to a kingdom in a KVK that you have an enemy with, and then have them raid your city. Basically, we have a video for this. Make sure I'll put a card here on the right hand side in the corner, and you guys can definitely check it out as well. Speed ups, right? You just talked about this, about the Zenith of Power. So banking these speed ups allows you to compete in events where you can win. Now, not necessarily that you will always want to win, because there are certain times where there is always going to be a bigger fish. There's always going to be the one that is going to spend more than you. And if you think that you don't have a spender in your kingdom, think again. There is always somebody bigger spender than you. Unless you already know that you are the biggest spender. But if you're unsure, that means you're not. So banking these will allow you to compete in special events like the Zenith of Power. If you're new, it may take a while for you to start seeing this event. The Zenith of Power allows you to obtain like special skin. Like if you see this is already insane that what we have right now. The points, like these are like the mega whales. Like you can get some really good skin in here, skill damage to barbarians, and you get a lot of rewards just by competing. But you need to hoard up your speed ups. Anything you want to add in here on tokens and stuff?
No, I think I'm pretty much just jealous of your million gray or gray tokens for resources.
Oh yeah. Wait, can you see it?
No.
Oh wait.
But
I was like,
you've sent me the picture.
I'm like,
to show off many times.
Can you see it? Okay, there's that, and also, it's not in our guide, but I want to kind of highlight your teleports. We're gonna talk about this a little bit later, but these are important as well. The teleport for you to hoard them when you need them. Your peace shield. These are important to hoard as well. Where's my peace shield? Oh, it's on boost. Anything on the boost as well, very important, right? Hoarding some of these items will give you a huge advantage later compared to the other ones who is not going to hoard. And as well, one more thing. Gems. Hoarding your gems is not a bad idea. I think every player should have at least 10 to 20k of gems in reserves, because you never know in emergency where you're going to use that. It could be on peace shield. It could be, if you're just powering up, you just need a little bit more speed ups, just to win. Maybe you're rank 1, you just need a little bit more. Sorry, if you're rank 2, you need a little bit more push if you really want to. So having that gem extra is very important, as well as if you're, actually the best way to spend gems is through more than gems event, and because of that, you'll be able to get more value with your gems. But just in a case-by-case scenario, you might use your gems in certain situations, especially in war. So I've never had to encounter that, but maybe some free-to-plays can comment on the video if it had ever happened. Let's say you ran out of peace shield, you ran out of a teleport, your gem. You need the gem because you got nothing else after that. Or if you have alliance credit as well, we're gonna talk about that later as well. But if you don't have all of these, gem is a saving grace for most people. All right. So next thing that we're gonna talk about is expedition. Okay. I'll let you lead on to this one. I'm sure you have a lot of information to share anyway with expedition.
Oh, I love expedition. Honestly. So expedition is something that you want to get done because you get daily rewards from them.
Mhm.
So if you do all 80, which is going to be difficult until you get a decent amount of commanders and things like that, if you do all 80 of them, you're going to max out on your daily rewards and you'll get the tokens, the tokens, the coins to be able to purchase things.
Medals.
Yeah, the medals. That's it. Sorry, my bad. I'm at a point where I have millions of medals. They're not really super useful to me, but I buy Ethelfled every day, and then I buy resources and stars every day. One thing that I also used this for is I would actually buy the epic commander heads, and I would donate those if I needed them during the KVK events.
That's smart.
But overall, I like Expedition. I use it to test my commanders all the time. People are like, "Oh, it's just a PVE. You know, it's nothing spectacular." But they have defense, they have troops, so I like to use it to test.
Yeah, it's a good testing. Is it's nice to just kind of gauge where your commanders are, and yeah, like I said, like Puddle Cake said, definitely doing it early. Do as much as you can early. Progress as far as you can, because if you do it as early as you can bank up on more tokens, and then also you can max out Aethelfled, and buying Aethelfled, like what I'm gonna do right now. Buying that Aethelfled will allow you once it's maxed out, when you go into the alliance shop, you can reclaim them and you can get more individual credits that way. And there we go. We're gonna do it right now. And you get more individual credits that way, and then you can buy whatever you want in the alliance shop. Like I said earlier, if you don't have gems, maybe then you can buy the peace shield here. If you ran out of gems, or if you ran out of peace shield, if you ran out of teleport, you can also buy these here, or you can bank up on your speed ups as well. Many things that you can do. You can buy passport pages there as well as needed. But doing the expedition is really crucial. Like right now, I'm gonna drain this. You get stars as well, and you get some legendary commander sculptures sometimes, and the stars are really nice to have in here as well. And another thing, like what Puddle Kick said, the event pass glory will allow you to obtain a lot of items there. And if you have a lot of sculptures to donate to the past glory, you can finish up your watchtower, because the past glory will have an arrow of resistance. So if you're starting into the game, you're thinking, oh man, how can I get so much watchtower, arrows of resistance? I can't kill enough barbs, can't do enough low hearts trial. When you go to KVK 1, you'll see that there is going to be the past glory, because it start in the beginning of KVK. You'll start seeing that event, and it will help you to get to maxed watchtower. Anything else? No.
Mostly because you and I have pretty much everything maxed out in there, and we're just waiting for the next commander to come out.
Yeah, for that, definitely. All right. So actually, one thing that I would say is that in the expedition as well is, what is that called? Constants. In the beginning, it might be wise to get constants to help you start farming, or heck, in your farm account, get constants, because constants is a legitimately good gatherer in the game. All right, so let's get into the next stage in here. Mistakes you wish you knew. Alliance trade. Individual coins. Why did I say this? Individual. Oh, yes, I remember now. I think we kind of tackled that already with, when we're talking about the medals, because then you can get more individual coins. I think we pretty much tackled that, so we're gonna just skip that one, I think.
Well,
or
I would like to add one thing for the individual coins. So people waste them a lot. Waste them. And really you can save them up as much as you need and then use them. Like Shinchi said earlier in the video, hoard them, because who knows, there might be a time where you need to go buy 15 passports and there's 600,000 individual coins each. You might need to buy them all to migrate somewhere. Or you might need a lot of teleports, something that people aren't very good at saving. You can use those individual coins to go purchase them. So it's like just don't use them on hour speed ups or 3 hour speed ups or experience tombs. Save them and
Oh
use
yeah,
them
yeah.
wisely.
Definitely not experienced Doom. Like the Tome of Knowledges. What can you? Yeah, that's definitely not that. Not that. Even if you're Asian, just don't tell your mom this is not the book that you want to get. Like that's just not you know. Some of the Asian Americans, maybe you guys are a little bit of overachiever. Even in the game, you want to buy some books. Just no, don't do it, guys. Um, another thing is that building. You can earn building one troop, one troop. Fun fact: nobody was doing this in the very early stages of the game. Our alliance discovered how we can hack the flags. So what we didn't do one troop. We did is 100 troops before, or 1K. I think I shared that long time ago because nobody was entirely doing this. This was back in K, like really early, like K14 or K41 maybe, with TIK Alliance. Nobody was doing it. Everybody was just building flags full. Nobody was doing this, and we started like learning when the individual credits came out. We were like, how can we utilize this? It wasn't my idea. It was our alliance made idea. But when we start sharing that, and then everybody start learning about individual, how to maximize this in here, and people just expanded into this, which is amazing. And I love the community with this one. So the next one that we're gonna talk about is being rallied. I know you love this. This is something that you enjoyed. For me, I haven't been rallied in the past like 3 KVK. I haven't taken a rally. I know there has been some change of mechanics. Back then, when you're getting rallied, you can teleport. But now, there's a change of mechanics that if you get rallied, you are now unable to teleport, right? Once it connects. Right? So back then, you can teleport. You can get out of the rally. You can break that rally. Can you still Peace Shield if you're getting a hit?
Yeah, you can still Peace Shield if you're being hit.
As long as no War Frenzy.
But yeah, without War Frenzy. But fun fact, if someone is reinforcing your city, you cannot Peace Shield. And what I got to find out this last KVK, while I was being swarmed, it was so laggy, I could not kick them out.
Oh yeah, that's
bad. I legitimately could not kick them out of my Alliance Center. And I had to take a full rally, which was like 13 million troops. Keep in mind, 13 million troops it took to kill me from whatever. Yeah. And I lost about 700K, but I think I killed like 2 million total. But just keep in mind.
All right.
Do not reinforce ever.
Well, yeah. And one key thing. I had this that reinforcement is such an old school game mechanics, because I had that before somebody was reinforced to me. If you get error message on trying to bubble up, all you need to go into your Alliance Center, click that hand arrow, kick them here so that you can automatically shield up. Another thing is that if you're really reinforcing somebody also, it's not a good thing in this type of game, because your troop is just gonna die anyway alongside with your ally. So really in this type of game, reinforcing is really not encouraged that much. If you want to help them out, you fight the players on the outside and help them decrease that there with severely wounded on your case. So there's that. We also need to, I just realized we're actually at 40 minutes in here. So we kind of need to catch up in here. So let's talk about being imprisoned. I have never been imprisoned. Have you been imprisoned?
Yeah, I've been imprisoned once.
So, okay.
But it's not a good place to be. I was very scared. Thankfully, I am very strong. Be smart. Don't throw away your troops. Don't scout. Don't try to fight something when you're not on territory, and you won't get imprisoned. But you can be imprisoned on your own territory before the flag disappears. So if the flag is burning and disappears and you're imprisoned, then you cannot port.
Yeah. So make sure that you're shielded up on that situation. And also during the war, if you're getting rallied and stuff, if you have the ability to hide your troops in somebody else's city or in somebody in the flag, make sure to do that, because then if you don't want to take that rally, you can hide your troops so that they can't really damage your troops inside. Maybe they take a few resources, but it's probably better to let that happen than get your everything destroyed. So have that ability to do so. You can even use your boost if you really need to in a need by case basis as well. All right, let's talk about I think mixed troops. We kind of talked about this earlier, but kind of recap in here, like basically just having mixed troops is not always beneficial. Majority of the time in the commanders in Rise of Kingdoms, mixed troops are not the most applicable thing to do. So if you see somebody teaching you how to do mixed troops, that would be very questionable in my opinion. Majority of the time in Rise of Kingdoms, it's all main troops, cabs, archers, and as well as infantry. All right. Now, we need to talk about deaths in AoE as well. All right. So deaths in AoE. This is something that we love, because we love this not because we die about it, but because we kill for it. Being an archer gang, we love it. First commander is YSG, having a circular AoE, puddle cakes, right? Looking at mine, I have about, how many kills do you have with your YSG? I have 36 million kills on YSG. 36 million. Is majority of it is AoE, because some knuckleheads like to just run around and die.
You don't even want to know.
What's yours? You've probably been using it more often.
69 million.
Ooh, nice number. 69. Damn. So wow, 69 million kills on puddle cakes. What about your barbarian kills? Let's see who's got more barbarian kills.
Oh, I definitely don't have that many, because I did not use YSG for barb farming for the longest time. God.
I have 784 million.
Oh wow. I have 692 million.
No, not bad. Not bad.
I'm actually surprised, but like, it's crazy though, because YSG I've used for just about everything. So my kills for him is just insanely high because of that reason.
Yeah. So yeah, it's really good. I mean, this commander is amazing. So watch out for like commanders that has AoE or fan shape area when they're defending their base, when they're defending flags or alliance structures. If you walk around there, it's instant death. They're not coming back. You can't do CPR on them. They ain't going back to your hospital. They ain't getting patched up. They dead. They're dead. Like, you got to go to the grave and visit your troops if you want to do that. So keep in mind.
I don't want to take too long on this, but I still can't believe I watch people in major KVK wars and Imperium kingdoms and like some of the best players losing troops to random AoE. It's still,
yeah.
I mean, there goes 200k troops.
Well, another thing is also lag, right? It's issue of lag, so we can give them the benefit of the doubt that they were just lagging, not being careless. But yeah, be careful if there's AoE. Watch who's the commander, learn who the commander is, and be careful. All right. So let's talk about the last thing in here is equipment. One thing that I want to highlight there I said there's legendary. So because why I highlight legendary is because what happens if you dismantle legendary, puddle cakes?
You only get half of it back.
Yeah.
The materials.
You don't want that. Plus you lose the entire blueprint, and it's going to be really hard for you to get that blueprint as well. So you don't want to get half of it. One of the things that mentioned to me earlier in the stream, just kind of wrapping this up in here, a question of is a full critical epic gear versus a non-crit gear of legendary, which one is better? In my opinion, having the legendary still is better, because if you have a set, because you also get those benefits or the set benefit. So don't be afraid, don't be discouraged.
No, and honestly, I think one of the major mistakes that a lot of people make is they think that they have to make legendary gear, and realistically, you can make a full epic set, sit on that, and then once you get one or two legendary pieces, then you can make those and move on from there, because you can mix legendary and epics and get the 2-piece bonus whenever you want. So it's like,
exactly,
everyone wants to hit that home run.
Well, yeah,
they want 4 legendaries and they skip the epics, or they want to
Yeah,
get that perfect legendary commander, and they don't wait for it. It's really weird.
exactly.
Save, be patient, and you will go really far in this game.
And yeah, being patient is really a key thing. And one thing that people don't understand is like, even for us, you and me, we did not have legendary in an instant. It took us a while for us to build our legendary. We really hang on epics. And I believe when you were defending in that war before, when you were like, if you guys haven't seen that yet, where he defended with Artemisia, look it up. You were not fully, legendary at that time. You have a few epics still, and you were working towards it. So I mean, for me, I'm working towards, before with legendary. I just crafted this actually today. So there's that. So be patient. Don't dismantle your legendary and save up gold. That's a really big tip for a majority of the players. Gold. At the end of the day, that's kind of recapping in here to end the video. What else can you suggest and say to the viewers? I think it took us really long this time. We really had fun, but nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, we had fun, and like you just said, like you can use any commander in war. Like my Herman has 49 million kills.
Oh wow,
Herman. Because
really
I
good.
used this all the way through KVK2 to KVK3, just to show you that, not super whales. We took the time and effort and actually played the game.
I can't say the same. I just checked my two first commanders, Herman, Kosunoki. Yep, no, actually Zuntu has most kill for me, 1.8 million. I can't say the same. Wow.
But it's funny because you actually have farmed more on your main account, or not your main account, but this account. So you've actually farmed more than I have.
Do? What's your gathered resources?
Mine's only 7.3 billion, but yours is 10 billion.
Oh yeah.
But I've given out 11.5 billion in assistance.
How much have I give? 10 billion.
Yeah.
Oh, 5 billion.
But the reason why mine is so high is because I've zeroed and looted a lot of cities and big farms.
Yeah, majority of the time one thing as well. If you're really running out of resources, I hate to say this, but you can also beg. Yes, I have begged before for resources. No shame on that. No shame. Sometimes you just got in the war, if there are players that are not really contributing in battle, some of them are more than willing to help out with resources. So there's no shame on that to ask, because there are always players that are maybe they're busy and they want to just farm resources during that time, and they'll send you resources to help out, contribute. And also, we were not in Imperium, like really strong kingdoms that time, so it's a different situation than we are here in 1412 as well. All right, so besides that, is there anything else that we want to talk about? I think that's pretty much it. It's a little bit long, sorry guys, but I hope you guys gain a lot of value and knowledge into this. Two brains piling up for one great topic. It's amazing. Don't forget, he's laughing. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you haven't done so. Like and basically like and subscribe, share it, and hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Let us know in the comment section below which part of the mistakes in here that you wish you knew in the beginning stages of the game, and what is the most critical mistake have you ever done that we have talked about today. So thank you again, Puddle Cakes. Or you want to add something?
Ooh, my most critical mistake?
Okay.
Buying Barca.
Oh, we didn't even talk about that. Yes, I guess that's kind of end. Yeah, don't buy the Hannibal Barca because it is pretty useless at the end of the day. It is true. I mean, no, we didn't have a choice. Well, I didn't have a choice. There was no new commanders during that time. I had no choice but to max out Barca because there were no commanders being released during the period of when I got Barca. So, but now you probably started late than me. So it is not a sustainable commander at long term.
All right. That wraps it up.
Sweet. All right. Awesome.